Okay, here we got the green gasket. Here's this puppy. It's the Sani seal toilet gasket waxless. No mess, no hassle, just the perfect fit every time. I really hope so. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that. It goes on like that. Yeah, so let's go ahead and install this thing. I already went ahead and flipped this down. So this part right here is gonna go down into the drain. So get this, align it with your holes, and then just slide it down on top of there. That's disgusting. Anyhow, let me go ahead and do that. I need both hands for this. Oh my goodness, I hate plumbing. But anyhow, there it is. It's sitting on there with the flange, with that inner whatever. It's just going down into the drain. So now I'm just going to go ahead and set the toilet right on top of it. Now I'll be right back. Okay, so small problem. My flange actually is higher than the floor, and I cannot compress this down. Look at how high it is. Can you see that? It's like lifting it off the floor, so it's just too damn high. So it won't be a big deal because there's going to be tile in here which will be higher off the floor. But in the meantime, I want a toilet, so I'm going to have to put shims on this so that it can sit down nice and flush. Yeah. All right, let's go get some shims. So I would like to mention a couple times where this product is just great and it's going to excel, and other times where probably not the right product. So when's it going to be really good? So let's go ahead and show you. The material I use is very spongy, but it doesn't compress completely. So the really nice thing about this is if you're putting in your toilet and you're not too sure, it's like your first time and you need to take the toilet back off because it didn't sit down properly. So if you need to take the toilet back off and put it back on a couple times, this is perfect because you can compress it and it'll uncompress, and it works great for that. Whereas if you try to use a wax ring, it's going to compress once and that's it. And after that, you kind of have to remove it and put either another one or put another one. Yeah. So let me show you. So if, let's say this is your subfloor. Now the subfloor is going to be like concrete, plywood. This is your base material. And then you're going to have your finished floor. So this is where I think it's perfect to use the Sani seal, okay? So this is your finished floor. Your finished floor is going to be tile, linoleum, hopefully not carpet. I really hope you're not using carpet in the bathroom, but you know, some people have. Anyhow, hey, I'm not passing any judgment here, but I would definitely never use carpet in the bathroom. Okay, there you go. This is your finished floor, okay? The blue part, finished floor. Black part is your subfloor. Now you're going to have your toilet flange, and this is what you're going to attach your toilet to. Now that's going to come here like this. Now this is the ideal situation, okay? And not every situation will be ideal, but this is the ideal situation where your toilet, your flange, is going to be perfectly parallel with your subfloor. No, I'm sorry, not the subfloor, with the finished floor, okay? Perfectly flush. That is the ideal situation. And then you're going to have your Sani seal, and your Sani seal will sit right here, right on top. Just like that. Ideal situation. Oh, and then of course you're going to have the flap. That flap's going to go down into here like this, attaching there. And then of course you're going to have your bolts where you're going to attach the toilet to your flange. Here's your bolt, comes up through here. Your other bolt comes up through here. And then you set your toilet on top of this. And when this toilet sits on this, it's going to squeeze the Sani seal down and it'll fit. It'll be nice and perfect. This is the ideal situation. Here is your toilet. Your toilet's going to compress down. It'll sit right on there, and it's going to go up like that. Well, this is going to be compressed, so it's actually going to be like this. And then up like that, and then there you got your toilet, okay? So this is the ideal situation. This is when I definitely think the Sani seal works very nicely, especially if you have to take this back off and put it back on. This is nice. This is a situation where I would use it. Now, I'm going to do the next situation where it's still okay to use and it's probably pretty good to use. So next situation is where you have, here's your subfloor. That's the concrete, plywood, whatever. And then you have your toilet flange. Toilet flange again, this won't change. Like that. But then here's your finished floor. And this is going to be, either very thick tile or laminate, or you're sitting down your final flooring on top of something else. So all of a sudden your finished floor is going to be like this, where the finished floor is much higher than the flange. Okay, like that. Then in this situation, Sani seal also works quite nicely, because what you could do is you could just put 2 of them down, like that. It goes like that. And then you have your second Sani seal, which is going to go right on top of that one, like that. And this works fine too. I mean, they say if you're going to do it like this, put double, then you're going to want to put some silicone down here, right in between them, and silicone right here. At least that's what the manufacturer recommends, to put silicone there if you're going to use double Sani seals. But yeah, in this situation, it would work fine too. So those are the 2 situations where you can use a Sani seal. This is the ideal situation. This is less than ideal, but it'll still make it work. Now, this is a situation where I don't think you should use the Sani seal. So here is going to be your finished floor, and your finished floor is going to come all the way to the end here like this. And here's your finished floor. And all of a sudden, your toilet flange is sitting on top like this. There we go. So this is where you have your toilet flange, and your toilet flange is sitting on top of your finished floor. You're going to have issues here because your Sani seal is going to sit on top of here like this. And then you're going to try to put your toilet down on here. Problem is that your toilet will not go any further down than about there. Like that. Oops, like that. Like that, okay? So the problem with this is you're going to have a big gap here and here, which is in the video, which is I think what I showed you, or what I'm about to show you, is that you're going to have a big gap here. And then you're going to have to put a bunch of shims underneath here to make it so that your toilet seat doesn't rock. And anytime you're putting a bunch of stuff here, your toilet seat will always rock. It doesn't matter if you're using the Sani seal or wax or whatever, or a rubber gasket. It's going to rock because it's just too high, and the toilet is not sitting on the finished floor. It's sitting on this. So in this situation, I wouldn't use this. I wouldn't use the Sani seal. I'd use a wax ring without the rubber on it, just a regular wax ring. Get it nice and hot or pretty warm, and then smash the toilet seat down on top of it. But I wouldn't use a Sani seal for this because it's too high. Okay, so those are the 3 situations where I would say you either should use it, it's pretty good, or don't use it. Okay, so anyhow, I think that just about covers it for the video. In the video, you see me finishing up, and my toilet seat ends up like this, so I put a bunch of shims, but I'm not worried about it because mine's going to end up like this. I'm going to actually put my subfloor here, and it'll sit parallel with my toilet flange. That's because I'm going to put tile there, and it'll be nice and high, and it'll sit just nice. So okay. Anyhow, if you do want to buy the Sani seal, I'll go ahead and put a link in the description down below so you can go ahead and get one. Yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching. If this helped you out at all, I'd really appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up. And yeah, that helps out a lot. So thank you very much. Good luck with your projects, and I'll catch you later.